Hello and welcome back. In this today, I want to go ahead and review the test one that we had. A lot of you had a hard time with some of the concepts, so I'm going to go over each question one by one and redo it, and then I give you an example. You can do it, and that way you can catch up with it, and it'd be a big help. Let's take a look at the exam we had. That was right here. It was six question. The first question was a right triangle and basically given side A, B, C. The second one was another triangle, it's an obtuse triangle, and we had all three sides, and we want to know what is the h from here, the height. And the third one was a vector, basically what's the summation of a vector, what's the resultant force. This one, a lot of you had a hard time. It's just taking a moment about point A with all these three forces. And then we had these two other ones, find the resultant force and the direction. So let's go back to the problem one and see if we can crack that one. So to solve this, we just use the sine and cosine law and look up on the screen to see what we had before from the PowerPoint. All I'm going to say is that sine 48 is the opposite, which is equal A, divided by hypotenuse, which is C. And if I keep that, it's A divided by 25. And therefore my A is equal 25 sine 48. And that should give me 18.58. Let me go ahead and shut the camera off so you can see this better. And to find then we're going to use Pythagorean theorem. Our B, which is on the other side, is equal square root of 25 squared minus 18.58 squared, and that will give me 16.73. And of course for H, it's right here. Now you got another triangle, and so you got two different triangles here. What we have is, I'm going to bring that down. And if this be our H, this is still a 48, and this is a B, which we just calculated, came out to 16.73, and that's a hypotenuse for this right triangle. And therefore our H is equal basically B, which is we just figured out sine 48, which is basically opposite divided by hypotenuse, and that's equal 16.73 times sine 48. That will give me 1243, and there's the answer. So for the other problem, let me just go ahead and switch screen, go to a bigger screen to do the other problem. Okay, so the second problem is not a right triangle, it's an obtuse triangle, and look at what we had. We talked about this in class. We're going to use sine and cosine law. This right here, let's call, they want to know what the height is, so I'm going to go ahead and call this point right here D. And remember, this is not the middle. I don't know what this here is. I have no idea. I know from the top is 213, from here is 279, so it's not in the middle, and the thing is at 328. And using cosine and sine law is the easiest way to solve it rather than going along. And remember, here's the cosine law on the board. So I'm going to say, first I'm going to find this angle right here, this whole angle, and let's call angle A. Let me take those out. Let me erase this here. So I want to find angle A right here. Okay. So using the cosine law, I'm just going to go ahead and say A is equal. You basically rearrange the formula. Cosine inverse of, remember you have, up here we have 328. I'm going to square it minus the those other two one, which is minus 279 squared minus 213 squared, and divided by the 2 times these two by the angle between them, right? And so that will be divided by minus 2 times 213 times 279. And if I did this right using my calculator, which I already have solved, I got 82 degree. No, 81 degree. I lied. You double check my numbers if you get the same thing. Now we have done this. The easiest part is go ahead and you're going to use sine and cosine law, which is basically, I'm going to say sine B divided by opposite, which is B, and B will be 279. That's equal sine A, which we already said is going to be sine 81, divided by sine opposite is 328. 328. So sine 81 times 279 divided by 328, and that will give me sine B, and inverse it, and B comes out to be 57 degree. You should know how I got that. You know how you get that, right? So you're going to say sine B is equal sine 81 times 279 divided by 328. And you can say inverse sine B, or you can just go ahead and say B is equal inverse sine of this whole thing over there, and you get 57. Try it so you can get it. So now I know this became 57 degree. All right. What do you do the next? Well, remember we said cosine closes sines makes it the opposite. And if I want to find out what is AD, now I got this triangle right here. I got this triangle like that. And that's my D. That's my B. This is 213. And this came out to be 57. All I need to know what this height is. Sine 57 is what? So AD, we write this down, AD is equal, 213 sine 57. 213 sine 57. Let's see what I get in here. I get about 179 feet. Now you try this example, see if you can do it. Just change the number for you. Let's make this 300 and make this 320 and make this 400. See if we're going to come out with a different number for your own practice, and put the answer down below. Okay, to find the resultant force of all these, we're going to break them down to Fx and F component, Fy component, X and Y component, and then we're going to add them all up, and then we're going to square them. And so I'm going to work on with the F1. We can do like shortcut be summation Fx, summation Fy. So let's just break them down. F1 x is 300 times cosine 35, whatever that comes out to. F1y is okay. F1y is equal 300 sine 35. And then this marker needs help. Let me retire it. And then we have F2, and again, they're both positive. F2, x is equal 450 cosine 40. F of 2y is equal 450. That's a negative, it's going down. Sine 40. Now here's a big trick. We don't use sine and cosine here because we got direction, so we're just using these numbers. That's it, period. Don't use sine and cosine. F3x, which is negative going the other way, is basically 4 divided by 5 times that is equal 200 times 4 over 5. That's it. F3y, which is going up, is positive, is 200 times 3, which is a vertical component, over 5. That's it. So now we get all the x and all the y. So if I did this right, summation f of x is equal f of x of 1 plus f of x of 2 plus f of x of 3, which is this one, and this one, and that came out to be 484. And it's going this way. Okay? Then I do summation f of y, which is equal basically taking f1y plus f2y plus f of 3y, and it's this one. You can do the calculator, and I did that. That came out to be 3. I'm rounding up, maybe 281. Okay, now I can find out resultant force is equal f of x squared plus f of y squared, which is equal 484 squared plus 3 squared. And if I did that right, I got 484, or maybe 484 point something. So that almost comes out the same. Because this is so small, it comes out to 484 anyway. And if I want to go ahead and find out what the direction is, I'm going to go ahead and make it like this. Let me change color. I'm going to say, okay, the first one was 484 right here, and this was 2. So it's right this, and it's right that. That's how much it is. This color is no good. So it's going to be like this, very small angle. That's going to be a very small angle. That's a 484. So theta right here is equal tangent inverse of the y portion, which is a 3. 3 divided by 484, and that's a very small angle. I don't know what I got. I think I got like 0.3 something. You can go ahead and figure that out too. So this is very easy, really, and practice this. And I will give you practice, and you put the result down there. So now your is make this F1, make that 420, and make this angle 25, make this angle 60, and make this number 600. And let's just keep it as this, like the way it is, and keep that one the way it is. See what you're going to get, and put the answer down below the comment. Thank you. Let me erase this, and we do another one. Okay, we got this problem here. So we want to know what is the resultant force for this whole thing is, and where is it located. What does resultant force really mean? I mean, if I take this whole beam right there, this whole beam right here, I can take it, replace it with one force. I don't know where it's going to be. Let's say it's going to be right here. And I'm going to call F of R. And where is this thing? So replace this all load with one load called resultant force, and where is it going to be located from here. That's what they want. But in reality, we don't show it like this. We take this force and we show it as a dotted line someplace around here, and we say, okay, where is that force? So if I'm going to hit, let me see how this comes out. I'm going to just guess it's going to be around here. Let's say that's 15 feet. It's going to be in the middle of this thing here. And that's my FR. Where is that distance x from here? So I'll put it up there so we see it. But to do that, I'm going to go ahead and take this load right there, the uniform distributed load, this uniform distributed load, replace them with a concentrated load. So I'm going to replace it with one load, and I'm going to show it like this. Okay, that's a replacement for this whole thing. And this is we talked about this in class. This is a rectangular. The area of rectangular becomes the magnitude of this, which is 30 pounds per foot times 15 feet. So that's a 30 times 15, and that's what, 450 pound. Everything is pound, okay. And because it's a rectangular, it's a center. The location is the center of the shape itself, and that's going to be 7.5 right here. Now, once you have done this, we basically, rest of it is easy. We're going to go ahead and, let me try this color, see how it comes out. Take a moment about 0.8 with all the original forces, not the resultant force. And then we will calculate the resultant force, and we take a moment too. So I'm going to say summation moment about 0.8. Counterclockwise is positive. I'm going to start from the left, go all the way to right to left, whatever the way you're looking at it. So it's going to be 750 times, that's a 3 feet, that's a 10, that's 13, 13, 28. So, and it's going to be coming up this way. It's a clockwise, so it's a clockwise rotation, it's a negative. So it's going to be negative 750 times 28. Okay, the next force, I don't have anything. I replace this whole by one load, and it's right there, and that's a 450. And that's a 7.5 plus 10 is 17.5. So it's the same direction, it's negative, minus 450 times 17.5. Okay, then I have nothing until I get here. And that's a 300 times 5, minus 300 times 5. This one cannot take a moment about itself because it's right there. The distance is 0. So that's it. That's all we have. And if I did that, I got 3375 pound foot. Let's keep that number. I want to know what the magnitude of this resultant force is. That is basically summation of FOY. Everything is vertical. So resultant force is equal minus 750 minus 450 minus 300. Yes, you have to calculate all of them. Minus 700. Minus 700. And that will give me 2,200. 2,200 pound. Great. Okay. Now, if I take a moment about this point, M about A, due to resultant force, this way is positive, it's going to be negative, it's going to be minus FR times distance x. That should be equal this, which is equal minus 2,200 times x, and that's equal 3375. And our x is equal 3375 divided by 2,200. Yeah, I can do better than that. which is equal 13.8 feet. So this came out to be 2,200, and this x came out to be 13.8. So this is how you do this. Very easy. You do the same thing. I want you to do this example for me, and then put the answer down bottom. Let's make a quick one. I'm going to have this right here. Let's make it interesting. I'm going to put this load right there. Okay. Make this a triangle, pin shared down there, and make this a pin. So we're going to have another force right here, have another force right here. Let's make this 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet, and make this 15 feet to make it easy, and make this don't mix this. Make this 200 kip, make this 500 kip, and make this let's say no, that's small. Let's make it big. Make it 12 kip per foot. Okay, and I give you a hint. You gotta replace this with one concentrated load. One concentrated load, and it's going to be something like this. So you're going to replace it with one load right here. And then basically, it's going to be 1/3 from here. 1/3 of the distance, which is equal 5 feet. And see if you can put the answer down bottom. Good luck to you. So now I want to know where's the resultant force and where's the location of it. So if you replace all those again with one force, what it would be, let's say I'm going to guess it's going to be, well, let's put a distance on this. I forgot the distance. This is 5 feet, 8 feet, 7 and 10. 7, 10. Great. So resultant force, let's say, probably between here. It's going to be someplace like this. My guess is right here, but I don't know. We're going to find out. And first, let's find out the magnitude of resultant force. So F of R is equal. Oh, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be coming in an angle, actually. I put it down wrong. Who knows what angle? Let's figure that out later. At what angle coming down. So I'm going to do the summation f of x, summation f of y. First find that, and then find out what the location of it is. I'm going to come in here. Summation of f of x is equal. Going right is positive. I'm going to have 100 cosine 60 minus 75 cosine 48 plus 50. And if I did that right, I get 50.18. That's a kip, and it's going this way. And summation f of y going up is positive, and that's going to be, start from here, it's going to be minus 100 sine 60 minus 75 sine 48 minus 30 minus 25. And I got 196. Okay, so f of r is equal square root of 50.18 square plus 196 squared. That's a negative. And that comes out to be 203.5. It's possible I made a mathematical mistake in the calculator, but I just did it quickly. And I want to know what the direction of it is. So the direction of it is going to be like, let me do it this way. So direction is going to be like this. Can you see that? Oh, yeah. And we have a 50 coming this way, 50.18. And we're going to have down here, we're going to have 196. 196, so it's going to be something like that. And that's that 203. I want to know what the theta is. Theta could be this way. So it's going to be opposite divided by Jason. So theta is equal tangent inverse of 96 divided by 50.13, which is equal. You can figure that angle out. So this is basically not going to be like this. It's going to be like, kind of like this. That'd be your FR. And the magnitude is 203. But I want to know, more I care about is what's this distance x right here. This distance x. To calculate that, I'm going to take a moment about point, let's call point A right here, and point B. Summation moment about point A is equal 0, is equal, not 0 in this case. We're not counting the reaction. Is equal, going from here, it's going to be 25 minus 25 times 8, 17, 15, 25. And then I have minus 30 times 17. And then I got minus 75 sine 48 times 10. And so that's equal 1692.4. That's a kip foot, and x is equal, well, mr is equal fr times x. So therefore x going to be, which is equal 203 times x. And therefore x is equal 16. I'll use this different color, see how this color shows up. $1692.4 divided by 203.5. $8.4, 8.5. Let's say for 8.4. That's it. So now I want you to practice this. You do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line for you here. Do this one. So you got a beam here, and make this 300 kip, and let's put a 30 kip here, and put 285 at an angle of 30. And then let's put another one here as 300. Put another one here. Mark is not working. Let's go this way. Put another one here as 450. Make it easy. Make it 45 degrees. All right, do that one, see where you come up with the answer. All right, study this, and when you do these problems, you put the answer down below. follow these steps and see if you can understand it. And if you can download it in your brain, say, oh, I get it, and do it that way. And I bet you this will help you for the future problems and even higher classes and beyond. I hope you liked it, and if you think it's a good idea, give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, have a good day.